Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call to order the Thursday, November 6, 2025, Plaquemines Parish Regular School Board Meeting. We're at the Woodland Central Office, 1484 Woodland Highway, Room 100, Bellchase, Louisiana, 70037. This meeting, I will call it to order at 6 p.m. Let's move on to our second item, which is 1.02, our invocation and pledge of allegiance. Up at the podium, we have Father Kyle Dave, who, I always like to say that Father Kyle is the priest that might make you smile, because he'll entertain you in one way or another, whether it's a fantastic homily or maybe even singing a few bars of Margaritaville at the OLPH Fair. But Father Kyle Dave, he's a native of New Orleans, went to Brother Martin High School and Loyola University, been a priest since June 2nd, 2001. His first assignment was St. Edward the Confessor. Then he went to Our Lady of Lourdes in Violet, Louisiana. Then following Hurricane Katrina, he went to Our Lady of Lourdes in Slidell. And then he went to Sacred Heart of Jesus Catholic Church in Macomb. Then since 2014, he has been here taking the pastoral care of our souls of the faith community, which I am proudly a member of Our Lady of Perpetual Help Catholic Church right here in Bellchase, Louisiana. So, Father Kyle, thank you for joining us for today's invocation, and I'd like to ask that we stand as he leads us in that invocation.
Thank you. I also just want to say, I want to thank whoever is responsible for scheduling the representatives for the invocation, because obviously the one who preceded me last month, he was much younger than I and much more handsome. So I am, hopefully, as I've grown older over the years, I can impart some wisdom in the context of this prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Speaking of wisdom, this is the wisdom of parenting. Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." Matthew chapter 19, verse 14. Dr. David Elkind is a child psychologist and the author of such groundbreaking books as The Hurried Child and Miseducation. He has written of the importance of parents being present to see their children perform, whether it be an athletic competition, a puppet show, a spelling bee, or a musical recital. He illustrates his point with a story. I remember visiting my middle son's nursery school class at the request of his teacher so that I could observe a problem child in the class. It so happened that I was sitting and observing a group of boys, including my son, who sat in a circle nearby. He continues. Their conversation went like this. Child A: "My daddy is a doctor and he makes a lot of money and we have a swimming pool." Child B: "My daddy is a lawyer and he flies to Washington and talks to the president." Child C: "My daddy owns a company and we have our own airplane." Then my son, with self-confidence and in pride, said, "My daddy is here," with a proud look in my direction. Dr. Elkind concludes that children regard the presence of their parents as a visible symbol of caring. That is far more significant than any material support could ever be. Gracious and loving God, we praise you and we thank you for giving us the opportunity to gather as a body with the responsibility of establishing norms and programs and whatnot that govern the education of our young people, that they may come to fullness of life in the way that you intend all of us to grow. May our deliberations, our discussions give us insight, deeper insight into the way in which you know is best for us to impart opportunities for educational formation of the whole person, body, soul, and spirit. We pray in this light in the way your Son, Jesus the Christ, has taught us. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Just want to take one other moment. We're in the month of November. Traditionally, in the Catholic tradition, November 1st was All Saints' Day, and the entire month of November is dedicated to remembering prayerfully those gone before us marked with the sign of faith, all Christians who have died in Christ. We remember them, and a very significant member of the Plaquemines community departed from this life, Father Jerry Stapleton, who became quite a staple, no puns intended, but Father Jerry Stapleton was a very dear friend in the priesthood for me. In the years that I've been in Plaquemines, it's going to be 12 years next year, hard to believe, that I'll be pastor at Belle Chase and Our Lady Perpetual Help. But Father Jerry, for all practical purposes, if you ever encountered him, he was rough and tumble, but he had the heart of a true pastor. His heart was with his people, with the people entrusted to him by Christ, and that was his greatest suffering when his health began to wane in the later years, in the later months. And he, that was the one thing I know, and yet he was, to the end, a faithful and very prayerful man. And so let us remember him and all those gone before us marked with the sign of faith as we say, eternal rest grant unto him, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon him. May he rest in peace. Amen. May his soul and the souls of all the faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you for that, Father Conley. Very appreciative, and great words on Father Jerry as well. We'll miss him here in Plaquemines. I'd now like to call up for our Pledge of Allegiance one of our students. Tonight we have Miss Lily Brumfeld, who will be saying the pledge through the use of some assistance technology tonight. With Lily is Natalie Mayu, speech therapist at DCMS, and Ms. Carol Whitmore, PT for the district. So Ms. Lily, take it away.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excellent. Thank you, Lily.
Thank you, Ms. Lily.
Remember, related service providers like Carol and Natalie, they collaborate and they work with our students with disabilities, and part of their job is to help train staff on how to use this assistive technology to ensure the students have the same opportunities that all students do. And we appreciate them for being here, and that's that's a great way to start the meeting with that invocation and that pledge. So thank both of y'all for being here. All right, moving on, as we do have some business to take care of, let's go to 1.03. Roll call and declaration of a quorum or lack of quorum. That goes to you, Dr. Ritz.
Thank you, Mr. President. District 1, Ms. Darrellyn DeMall Turner.
Here.
District 2, Ms. Jamie K. Sauer.
Here.
District 3, Mr. Nico Tespich.
Present.
District 4, Ms. Christy Orbro.
Here.
District 5, Ms. Michelle Lindner.
Here.
District 6, Ms. Jennifer Shelley.
Here.
District 7, Mr. Bobby Ingraham.
Here.
District 8, Mr. Paul Lemaire.
Here.
District 9, Ms. Jennifer Sanger.
Here.
You have a quorum, Mr. President.
Excellent. Gang's all here. Let's do this thing. 1.04, approval of tonight's agenda. Everyone should have a copy of the agenda in front of them. It was also sent to you in board docs on last week. I think it was Friday. So do I hear a motion for approval of tonight's agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Sanger, and thank you, Ms. Lindner. Any discussion on tonight's agenda?
Mr. President, just item 3.05, just the supporting document that was uploaded originally had one change in the actual job description. It had, in the supporting document, it had associate's degree and it should have been a bachelor's degree. So the actual agenda item is correct. It's just the supporting document that was with it with the actual specific job description.
Okay, we'll pull that when we get to it in the consent agenda and make sure it's entered in the record.
Sure, thank you,
Dr.
sir.
Briggs. Oh, no problem, thank you. All right, any further discussion on tonight's agenda? Anything from the audience? All right, hearing no discussion on this, let's go ahead and go ahead and vote on it. All those in favor of approving tonight's agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to our recognitions and presentations. 2.01 is a presentation, Signs of Suicide, SOS Program and Data. Ms. Cherie Richards, LCSW, and Mr. John Trumbaturi, LCSW. Ms. Richards, please take the podium.
All right, thank you. Okay, so we just wanted to take a minute of the board's time to kind of tell you about our Signs of Suicide program. It is one of the most important things we do, I think, every school year with our students. We started doing this back in 2017, and the way that it came to be was that we unfortunately had a student who completed a suicide, and Jimmy Carlone and the team, we were all meeting about it and how are we going to handle this, and this program came up and they were coming to New Orleans to come do large trainings. So we sat in the office and she said, we have to do this, y'all, we have to do this for our kids. Like, we have to get something in place to educate them, to stop this from happening. We don't want this to happen again. So that was how it came to be. A number of us went and got trained and brought it back. So every year, our team, which is all of our spell department personnel, counselors at the schools, the care center counselors do come and help us screen at our largest schools, Belle Chase High, Belle Chase Middle, and South Black High, because we see the largest amount of kids there. And basically the program has two parts. The first part is an educational component. They stay in the classrooms first. They see a video for about 20 minutes, and it just educates them about the signs and symptoms of depression and suicide. What are you looking for? Signs that you can look for in yourself and in your friends, family members, whomever. So they get that part, and then after that's over, they participate in a quick screening. It's just 5 quick questions. They answer that. They put down at the bottom, we ask them who is someone at school that they trust and can talk to. And then the other one is who at home do you trust and you can talk to? Because we want to know that they have resources and who they're going to go to. So our team, and I'm pointing over here because Angie Gobert is one of, she's like our leader when we're at the schools doing this. She keeps everything running efficiently and organized. And we actually, like, once we score all of the screeners, we have the highest risk kids that we pull first. Because we have some kids that will answer yes to all the questions. And they'll say, I'm having thoughts now, I need to see somebody now. They can check off, like, do I need to see someone immediately? So we'll pull them. But we try to get everybody in. I mean, we do see everybody that has indicated they need to talk or want to talk. So Angie does help to run that. The other guys in our office are the runners. They go and get the students from the classes, bring them to wherever our home base is, which is usually the library at most schools. And then they meet with the counselor. We complete the screening with them. We go over their questionnaire. We kind of get more just information, like to determine, do we need to call the parent, like let them know what's going on? Do they need to go for more counseling? Or maybe they just didn't understand a question and they answered it, incorrectly, and okay, I didn't understand it, and they're not at risk. But whatever the case may be, that's how the screeners work, and they watch that video the morning of. So I think I gave you guys a copy of the SOS for Parents, and this just basically tells you what the ACT acronym stands for, and that's what the kids learn in the videos, is that they acknowledge the signs of suicide, they look for those signs in themselves, others, and then they show that they care, let somebody know you care about them, and you want to tell a trusted adult. So if they have a friend who's like, no, I'm going to tell you, but you can't tell anyone, they'll come to us and say, what do we do? And we say, well, you're going to tell your friend that you care too much about them to not tell a trusted adult because you don't want anything to happen to them. So the kids have gotten really good about, we have a box on the questionnaire that says, I want to come in and talk about a friend. And so a lot of them will check that off. They come in and say, I just saw my friend's been doing these things that I saw in the video, and I'm really concerned because y'all talk to them. So we do, and we'll investigate that further and see if we need to do anything. And mind-wise, the program that we call SOS has a website, It has a whole component for parents who can go on there to like read about the signs of suicide, things, symptoms that they can look for in their children. They have a little questionnaire parents can do online, like to see if they think their child's at risk, and then what they can do if they need to get the child help. So, and on the day of the screenings, if we contact the parent, we always send him a letter, and on the front of the letter it tells them, your child was at risk. On the screener, we circle which counselor saw the child in case the parent wants to call and follow up, which that happens a lot. They do call, which is good. We want them to call. We want to share with them whatever information we've gotten. And on the back, we have resources in the community that they can access help, and then more signs and symptoms for them to just be aware of. So, and then I think we also gave you a copy of the statistics from previous years for our students. So it's usually we see 10 to 15% come out at risk. And that's usually about where it stays. But yeah, I mean, so that's pretty much the gist of the program. We have seen an increase in the number of students who are already getting treatment. So they'll do their questionnaire, and we might call them in and they say, oh yeah, I already go to the care center, I already see somebody. And that's what we want, they're getting treatment. And that's one of the big things the big takeaways from this is that depression is treatable. You don't have to live with that, and there are people who can help. So I think they're getting it. A lot of kids who see it, they come in and they'll say, oh yeah, I saw this last year. I know about it already, and that's good. That's what we want. So I think that they're learning and they've got the gist of it, and we're going to keep doing it because I think it is helping. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Agreed. I mean, if you're noticing, 10% of the population needs help and needs some type of interaction, intervention, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
That's important that we're getting there, and we're saving those kids. And that's super awesome. So thank you to you and your team for what you do.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I did notice something on one of the handouts. The number 988. What's what should you do with 988? When would be a reason to call 988?
Oh, so okay, we also give the students cards when they come in. I mean, they can. There's a helpline. That it's 24 hours a day. 7 days a week. There's also, I think you can text it or call it. And a lot of times the kids like to do the texting. They're more comfortable with that. So we encourage them to use that if they need to. But yeah, we give that out to parents and students as well.
Yeah, so instead of 911,
Yeah.
if you need some help, call 988.
Yes,
And if school's not in session because it's summertime, you can still call 988.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
those counselors are on the calls 24/7. And they will refer to local resources here or get a hospital involved if they need to. We have that mobile crisis unit through MHSD that can come out if needed. If the child can't get to a facility, they can come out. And we also give parents the phone numbers for the mobile crisis unit as well. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
And I like to credit the department for Cherie and her team, and the whole special education department has begun to normalize that it's okay to ask for help. They've begun to remove a stigma that's been so negative about if you're, any kind of mental struggle, they're understanding that it's okay because I'm not alone. So there's lots of credit. Whenever there's an incident at a school for any kind of situation, all we do is we call one person, they have the team, and it's an immediate response. So they dispatch and they know the process of what they do. It's such a clean, click of a button and they're on it. So I commend that whole team. They really are good.
Thank you.
Board members, any questions for Ms. Richards or questions about the program?
I'd just like to say thank you as well, because I'm in the ins and outs of it every day, so I know y'all's job is really a lot, and I appreciate y'all a lot.
Thank you. Nice to hear that.
All right, well, Ms. Richards, thank you. I appreciate the information, and we'll spread the word, help spread the word from making sure that we're helping kids and helping the students in our communities. Moving on to 2.02, which is recognition, proclamation, National School Psychology Week, November 3rd through 7th, 2025, and that'll be Ms. Mary Ellen Hamner, Director of Special Education. Ms. Hamner.
Hi, thank you. Unfortunately, all of our school psychologists are at their state convention conference. That's why Mary's up here and they're not here, but they all would be here. So I'm proud to say that we have an amazing staff of school psychologists. We're fully staffed with 4, and just like Cherie was saying, they're all about helping kids and being where they need to be at the school site. So I'm excited to say that they are being recognized tonight with the proclamation. So I'll read that to you guys. Proclamation National School Psychology Week, November 3rd through 7th, 2025. Whereas children and youth learn best when they're healthy, supported, and receive an education that enables them to thrive academically, socially, and emotionally, and whereas schools can more effectively ensure that all students are able to learn when they meet their needs of the whole child and provide integrated, multi-tiered supports, whereas children's mental health is directly linked to their learning and development and benefits when the learning environment provides an optimal context to promote good mental health through connectedness within the school and community, and whereas sound psychological principles are integral to instruction and learning, school safety, social and emotional development, prevention, early intervention, and support of culturally diverse student populations. And whereas school psychology has more than 60 years of well-established, widely recognized, and highly effective practice and standards that are clearly articulated in the National Association of School Psychologists model for comprehensive and integrated school psychological services, whereas school psychologists are specially trained to foster and deliver in the school community a continuum of mental health services and academic supports that lower barriers to teaching and learning, whereas school psychologists help children thrive by nurturing their individual strengths across personal and academic endeavors, whereas school psychologists are trained to assess student and school-based barriers to learning, individual strengths, make database decisions, implement research-driven prevention and intervention strategies, and evaluate outcomes and improve accountability, whereas Plaquemines Parish Schools should recognize the vital role school psychologists play in the personal and academic development of our district's children. Therefore, Dr. Shelley Ritz, Superintendent of Schools, would hereby proclaim November 3rd through 7th, 2025 as National School Psychology Week in Plaquemines Parish Schools and commend observance to all of our citizens. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hamner.
Ms. Hamner, thank you so much. Dr. Ritz, anything to add?
Well, just a little caveat, we do have 4 stellar, but just a little personal note. My future daughter-in-law is a school psychologist as well. And while we have 4 here, St. Bernard Parish, larger school district than us, has 1. So we are very fortunate. Ms. Hamner will tell you they're very hard to hire them full-time because they can make more money in regards to independently. But because of you as board members, make sure that we have a competitive salary. They are full-time with us. She's the only one over there in St. Bernard with the school district of about 8,000 students. All the rest are contracts. Yeah, so we are fortunate to have 4. Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Hamner.
Board members, any questions or comments? All right. Well, Ms. Hamner, Dr. Ritz, thank you for that. Again, more important stuff. And let's keep the important string rolling with 2.03, recognition, Plaquemines Parish 3rd through 8th grade teachers of mathematics, Jamie G. Blanchard, CAO. Ms. Blanchard, the microphone's yours.
Thank you, Mr. President, and good evening, Board. We're here tonight to recognize a special group of individuals. At the October 14th Bessie Committee meeting, our school district was recognized as one of the 2025 LEAP top performing systems for grades 3 through 8 in mathematics. This distinction reflects the dedication and expertise of our staff who work tirelessly to ensure our students excel. Joining us tonight are representatives of those teachers, interventionists, tutors, paraprofessionals, service providers, and school leaders who make this success possible each and every day in our classrooms, and we're proud to recognize and celebrate them for their outstanding work. This was the certificate that we were presented by the leader of the mathematics team at the Department of Education, along with the Bessie members. So it reads, the State Board of Elementary and Secondary Education and the Louisiana Department of Education recognize Plaquemines, with an S this time, Parish School District 2025 LEAP Top Performing System for grades 3 through 8 math, in honor of outstanding service and dedication to the education profession and the students of Louisiana, presented on this 14th day of October, 2025. So I'd like to call them up to be recognized tonight. If you're here and you represent our math teachers and the success that we've had in grades 3 through 8 mathematics, if you'd please come stand and take a picture with me. We're going to do it on this wall right here.
thank you folks for coming. Thank you, Ms. Blanchard. You know, what they say, reading, writing, and arithmetic, right? We all at arithmetic section. We're knocking it out of the park. All right, board members, anything else in regards to those recognitions or presentations? All right. All right, well, let's move on to some meat here on our agenda, and that's going to be number 3, which is our consent agenda items. Just for those folks watching on YouTube or in the audience, remember the consent agenda items were already discussed at committee meetings. So we read through the consent agenda. If a board member chooses to pull one of those items for further discussion, we'll pull it and have further discussion on it. Otherwise, the rest of those items will be voted on in one shot with no discussion because it's already been discussed at committee. So with that being said, number 3 are consent agenda items. The following committee meetings were held on Monday, October 20th, 2025 at the district's Woodland Central Office, located at 1484 Woodland Highway, room 100, Belle-Chasse, Louisiana, 70037. Student and Community Advisory, chaired by Board Member Jennifer Sanger. Budget and Finance, chaired by Board Member Christy Arborough. Policy Review, chaired by Board Member Jamie K. Sauer. And Executive Committee, chaired by Board President Nico Tesvich. Based on the recommendations from each of the respective committees, the following items are being submitted to the full board for consideration of approval. And again, board members, if you would like to pull an item, please let me know after I read it. I'll pause slightly after each, but I'll go ahead and read them out with the recommendations as follows. 3.01, Student and Community Advisory. Discussion and/or action regarding approval of out-of-state travel request for Belle-Chasse High School Cardinal Band to travel to Orlando, Florida to perform at Walt Disney World, February 16th through 21st, 2026. Jamie G. Blanchard and Dustin Hemel, BCHS Band Director. Recommendation, approve the out-of-state travel request for Belle-Chasse High School Cardinal Band to travel to Orlando, Florida to perform at Walt Disney World, February 16th through 21st, 2026 as presented. 3.02, Finance. Discussion and/or action regarding approval of budget versus actuals, General Fund, August 2025. Catherine Phelan, CFO. Recommendation, approve budget versus actuals, General Fund, August 2025 as presented. 3.03, Finance. Discussion and/or action regarding approval of budget versus actuals, General Fund, September 2025. Catherine Phelan, CFO. Recommendation, approve budget versus actuals, General Fund, September 2025 as presented. 3.04, Finance. Discussion and/or action regarding approval of revisions to the Director of Public Information job description and Director's salary schedule to Public Information PI Coordinator job description and matching coordinator salary schedule 2025-2026. Catherine Phelan, CFO. Recommendation, approve revisions to the Director of Public Information PI job description and matching director's salary schedule to Public Information PI Coordinator job description and matching coordinator's salary schedule 2025-2026 as presented.
Mr. President, I'd like to pull that item.
You got it, Ms. Turner. And we'll come back to it and discuss that one. 3.05, Finance. Discussion and/or action regarding approval of job description for Speech Language Pathology Assistant, SLPA, position and the SLPA salary schedule 2025-2026. Catherine Phelan, CFO. Recommendation, approve the job description for a Speech Language Pathology Assistant, SLPA position and the SLPA salary schedule 2025-2026 as presented. I'd like to pull that one, as Dr. Ritz mentioned earlier, because we have some other details to review because something changed since that committee meeting. .06, Policy. Discussion and/or action regarding approval of revisions to Board Policy GBA, Contracts and Compensation. Paula Tesvich, Certification and Evaluation Supervisor. Recommendation, approve revisions to Board Policy GBA, Contracts and Compensation as presented. 3.07, Policy. Discussion and/or action regarding approval of special policy alert dated July 2025 pertaining to board policy IFA, instructional materials. Superintendent Ritz. Recommendation, approve special policy alert dated 2025 pertaining to board policy IFA, instructional materials as presented. Item 3.08, policy. Discussion and/or action regarding approval of special policy alert dated 2025 pertaining to board policy IFBGA, computer access and use, student technology acceptable use. Superintendent Ritz. Recommendation, approve special policy alert dated July 2025 pertaining to board policy IFBGA, computer access and use, student technology acceptable use as presented.
Mr. President, we have the following up documentation for this one. At the committee meeting, we didn't have the actual, we needed our local attorney to approve some of the wording and so forth, so he had done sense in regards to that, and we actually have the whole document. I believe around your table you have the paperwork. That is the supporting documents for that. So if you wanted to pull just to review before
No,
approving.
We're gonna pull it.
That sounds
We're
great.
gonna talk about it.
Great, thank you.
Okay, item 3.09, discussion and/or action regarding approval of special policy alert dated July 2025 pertaining to board policy JBD, absences and excuses. Superintendent Ritz. Recommendation, approval of special policy alert dated July 2025 pertaining to board policy JBD, absence and excuses as presented. 3.10, policy. Discussion and/or action regarding approval of special policy alert dated July 2025 pertaining to board policy JCDAF, bullying and hazing. Superintendent Ritz. Recommendation, approve special policy alert dated July 2025 pertaining to board policy JCDAF, bullying and hazing as presented. 3.11, policy. Discussion and/or action regarding approval of special policy alert dated July 2025 pertaining to board policy JDE, expulsion. Superintendent Ritz. Recommendation, approve special policy alert dated July 2025 pertaining to board policy JDE, expulsion as presented. 3.12, policy. Discussion and/or action regarding approval of special policy alert dated July 2025 pertaining to board policy JGCE, child abuse. Superintendent Ritz. Recommendation, approve special policy alert dated July 2025 pertaining to board policy JGCE, child abuse as presented. Number 3.13, policy. Discussion and/or action regarding approval of special policy alert dated July 2025 pertaining to board policy JGCF, behavioral health support for students. Superintendent Ritz. Recommendation, approve special policy alert dated July 2025 pertaining to board policy JGCF, behavioral health support for students as presented. 3.14, policy. Discussion and/or action regarding approval of board policy IDDF, students with exceptionalities. Mary Ellen Hamner, Director of Special Education. Recommendation, approve board policy IDDF, education of students with exceptionalities as presented. 3.15, policy. Discussion and/or action regarding approval of seclusion and restraint procedural manual. Mary Ellen Hamner, Director of Special Education. Recommendation, approve PPSB seclusion and restraint procedural manual as presented. I think we have an update on that one. Am I correct? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to pull that one.
I'm sorry, if you don't mind, both of them need updated, one before and after.
3.1, okay. Thank you, Ms. Hammer. I didn't know that, but in light of that new information, Board members, if it's okay with y'all, I'll pull both of those, 3.14 and 3.15. Is there any objection to that? Okay, thank you. And thank you, Ms. Hamden. Okay, so just to recap, the pulled items are 3.04, 3.05, 3.08, 3.14, and 3.15. Board members, just, I want to note also on 3.09, that should say policy. That was a policy committee item. It doesn't have policy on the agenda, but that was a policy committee item. All right, any discussion on approving all those non-pulled consent agenda items? Okay, board members, no questions. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Ms. Linder.
I'll second.
I'll go with Ms. Sauer for the second. Any questions, discussion, comments? Board, administration, audience? Okay, hearing no further comments on approving those consent agenda items, let's call it to a vote. All in favor of approving the non-pulled consent agenda items, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no opposition, the motion carries. Thank you, board members. So, let's go on back in our board packets to 3.04, Finance, which is discussion and/or action regarding approval of revisions to Director of Public Information, PI job description, and Director's salary schedule to Public Information PI Coordinator job description, and matching Coordinator salary schedule 2025-2026. Catherine Phelan, CFO. Recommendation, approve revisions to the Director of Public Information PI job description and matching Director salary schedule to Public Information PI Coordinator job description and matching Coordinator salary schedule 2025-2026 as presented. Ms. Turner, you pulled it. I know Ms. Phelan, your name is on the agenda item, but Ms. Turner, I'll go to you first.
Oh, do I need to make a motion or just?
No, just discuss why you wanted to pull it.
I just needed to understand the language, because it's so, are we changing from one to another, or are we?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I was so confused on that.
Understood.
Okay.
So formally, y'all had approved the Director of PI being Public Information. We have changed that to a Public Information Coordinator position. So the Director of Public Information goes away, and that is replaced with Public Information Coordinator and a lower salary.
In addition to that, Miss, just if I could, the actual requirements, it said you needed an EDL. We don't think that piece is important. We wanted to have someone who's proficient in English. We wanted to have someone who had a degree, more so in public relations than an education degree, because that's what they're gonna be doing every day. So we had changed some other pieces within it. So, just to make sure we're getting the right person with the right knowledge that she had, had pursued at school, or he.
I was just confused on what, because it was like, are we hiring two people?
No,
or
ma'am.
is it?
No.
Good question.
Okay.
No, the Director of Public Information is obsolete now. We are not hiring two people.
Okay, gotcha.
If there's a motion for this and it's approved, it'll be obsolete.
Correct.
Okay, I just was confused on the language.
No problem. All right, do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Ms. Turner.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Shelley. All right, board members, any other questions or discussion on this? All right, I know everything is in our board packet as far as, I know we have 4 different documents in the, in board docs about this. So it is a lot. You're right, Ms. Turner. It is a little bit.
It was just confusing the language of what it is we're trying to do.
Yeah,
No
agreed.
problem.
Okay. Board members, questions, comments? Administration,
No, sir.
audience? Ms. Phelan, anything further?
Thank you, Ms. Phelan.
Not at all.
Okay. All right, well, hearing no further discussion, let's call this matter to a vote. All those in favor of approving the the PI coordinator job description, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, board members. It was good to clarify that stuff. All right, 3.05, finance, discussion and/or action regarding approval of job description for a speech language pathology assistant, SLPA position, and the SLPA salary schedule 2025-2026. Catherine Phelan, CFO. The recommendation is to approve the job description for speech language pathology assistant, SLPA position, and the SLPA salary schedule 2025-2026 as presented. I pulled it based on the comments from Dr. Ritz and other things about that changing since committee time. Ms. Phelan, would you like to address that?
There was a minor error in the committee meeting submission. It said an associate's degree is the required qualification. That is incorrect. It is a bachelor's degree is the required qualification, and then the preferred qualification is a master's degree. So we just wanted to point that out and get that corrected.
Gotcha. So a change since committee time. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Ms. Arbor.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Sauer. All right, so again, just like with the previous item, the changes are in our board packet and board docs. Questions or comments, fellow board members? Okay.
Yeah.
Administration, anything to add?
I just want to clarify that when this came out of committee, did it include the updated language to go from an associate's degree to a bachelor's degree and master's degree?
Not when it came out of committee. That was added after it came out of committee, which is why I pulled it. To make the change, to talk about the change and make the change here because it's now in the board packet.
Okay. And was it submitted to the board in its present form?
The part that said associate's degree was given to the board at the committee meeting. And then we realized, the rule is for a speech language pathologist, you have to have the master's degree is required now. So if you have a bachelor's degree, we can hire you as an assistant is the standard. Well, it was a misunderstanding. Someone put associate's degree by accident instead of having the actual bachelor's degree. But at the committee meeting, the one that they approved, the initial approval, was the one with the associate's degree.
The recommendation.
The recommendation.
The recommendation was to approve it as presented. It was given to us in our board packets on Friday, right, Mr. Plus?
sir.
Yeah, so we've had it since Friday to review before tonight's meeting.
And because it came out of committee in that prior status, we'll need to amend tonight's agenda to include this updated packet, which will require a unanimous vote to pass. And once the unanimous vote of passed, then it can be voted on by the board as a whole.
Okay, so then,
So, Mr. Barr, if I understand you correctly, this should be an action item at tonight's meeting.
It is, and it was. I mean, it's a discussion and or action item, but it was in the consent agenda, so it has to be amended now to reflect the
Okay.
proper language.
okay, so then I would like to call for a motion to amend tonight's agenda to reflect that the information given to us since the committee meeting has changed.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Ms. Arbor.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Linder. Any discussion on amending the agenda? Board members, administration, audience? Hearing no further discussion, let's call this to a vote. All in favor of amending the agenda on this agenda item as presented, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously, 9-0. So, Mr. Barr, we're good.
You're good now to,
Procedure-wise.
absolutely, to
Cool.
propose it and vote on
Okay.
as amended.
All right, so anything further, board members, on this? Administration?
No, sir.
Audience? Okay, hearing no further discussion, let's go ahead and approve this amended recommendation. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, board members. Thank you, Mr. Barr. Thank you.
Thank
Ms. Bailey.
you.
All right, moving to our next item that had to be pulled, or that was pulled, that's 3.08 policy. Discussion and/or action regarding approval of special policy alert dated July 2025 pertaining to board policy IFBGA, computer access and use, student technology acceptable use. Superintendent Ritz. Recommendation: approve special policy alert dated July 2025 pertaining to board policy IFBGA, computer access and use, student technology acceptable use, as presented. I had pulled this one because I think we needed a few changes here on students using the computers, and we had to get some legal and policy help advice. Dr. Ritz, I know your name's on this, but I see Mr. Bateman at the podium. Mr. Bateman, do you have stuff to add on this? Or Dr. Ritz, you take it?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Bateman has.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Mr. Bateman, go on ahead. Or if you have,
Yes.
Can I,
sure.
Yeah, number 37, I think it was at the bottom, had changed on it.
Okay.
That's the change you're talking about in regards to it. At the bottom, it had said, made reference to the idea of that students were not allowed to take any pictures of logos or anything within it. But we all, like you can see a lot of the Belle Chase High School, they take it right in front of the logo and so forth. Back then, when the policy was made in 2012, that was the appropriate thing. Now we just changed to where it said, I believe, you have the policy right there, number?
yes.
Okay, can you read that one item out loud?
Students shall, excuse me. Students shall not post, excuse me. Students shall not post information related to the school, school staff, students, use images of the school logo, initials, or seal in any form on the internet or any form of electronic communication without specific written permission of the superintendent and his or her designee. The posting of any such information on any website, bulletin board, chat room, email, or elsewhere without permission, or the posting or transmission of images or information in any format related to the school staff or students that are defamatory, abusive, pornographic, or which could be construed as threatening or impugning the character of the another person is prohibited.
So that's the old one.
Right.
The new one on 37, do you have the new one with you right there?
I have it. You don't.
Okay,
No, I haven't.
you have it right there?
Yeah.
Good.
Students shall not post information related to the,
No, that's the
That's
same
incorrect.
one.
okay, I don't have
The,
that.
I'll go ahead and read it out.
Okay.
It's,
Sorry,
the
Ms.
proposal,
Bateman.
Right.
the proposal is gonna be number 37. Students are expected to exercise respect, responsibility, and sound judgment when posting or sharing information related to the school, school staff, or students. The use of images, names, logos, initials, or other identifying representations of the school in any form of electronic communication or on the internet shall be conducted in a respectful and appropriate manner that upholds the reputation and integrity of the Plaquemines Parish school system. The posting or transmission of any image, message, or information in any format that is defamatory, harassing, abusive, pornographic, or that could reasonably be construed as threatening, discriminatory, or impugning the character of another individual is strictly prohibited. So, to backtrack a little bit, all of this is in our board packet. You have the original proposal plus the amended proposal, because the original proposal was for other stuff elsewhere in this. And then after we discussed it at committee, we realized this policy's outdated. We gotta do a little bit of extra work on this to make it fit with what's going on now. So that's why there was one edit and then another edit. And the final, in case you are in board docs right now, the final is the one that says IFBGA-25 legal approval. That is the file that is what we're looking to approve tonight after it's gone through legal and forethought's advice.
So with that being said, also recommended, part of the new policy had said that when we give out the student, the technology use page, we had to have some visual images with it and so forth like that. So what Mr. Bateman has, and that's what he's gonna share with you right now.
If you look at this, I believe it's the second staple packet in your, in the documents that I put on your desk. This is just an updated, parental consent and student agreement form, but if you look at the last 3 pages, these are the visual representations that are now required to be distributed to students and parents, to be discussed with students and parents, and also posted to our school as student safety tab, which it is now. I will also be sending these flyers out via J-Call tomorrow morning, or tomorrow afternoon, excuse me. So this is just to show that we're now in compliance with the policy. Any questions? Yes.
So I know you're saying that the kids are gonna get this and stuff. How are they gonna actually try and make the kids truly like understand? Because I know at the beginning of the year, they get packets
Right.
to, sign everything off and parents just do this. And we all do it. We've all been guilty of it. Because that actual one that he just read is very explicit and very to the point. And we all know that the social media part of it is the biggest component for kids. Is there gonna be something extra that they're gonna do in the schools, or is it gonna just be, here you go?
No, they're gonna have to discuss, the policy calls for discussion of these, flyers and this information on the flyers more importantly.
Right, the
So-
flyers are great,
Yes.
very to the point.
Yeah. And that's specifically in the new policy. I believe it was in the actual law that we have to actually go over that piece, and it had to have specific visuals and so forth. It was very, very specific. So, yes, there has to be intentions from the teacher. So it's burden upon us to tell the school staff that this just can't be handed out. You must go over this with the children, even if it takes 5 minutes, but you're gonna have to take time to review it in the
So
class.
is there a way that we can have just sent home to parents and they sign that they received it? And then something sent back to the school? Because a lot of parents are like, well, I didn't get that, or I don't know anything about that. So can we get some signed confirmation saying that they received this?
We can, sure.
Yeah, because it's a problem, and it was, the first thing they say is,
Right.
I never got it, my child never brought it home to me, or I never saw this.
Yes, ma'am, we can work on that. The student
That's what you
technology page also has a signature of a parent, I believe, on that
Right.
page as well. So we have to get it back, and the teachers keep track of the ones who don't. So that's actually the same document, I believe, that gives permission, if they can be on pictures. And, so whenever we have
Media.
people go to the school and we're taking a picture in the classroom, for example, when we went around for Teacher of the Year, the principals have a master list of what parents wasn't returned, or they said no, they didn't want their child, being in any image or anything like that. So every principal has a master list of those, so that way they're very well aware of it.
So because this wasn't sent out at the beginning of the school
Generally,
year,
it's sent out in the beginning of the school year, the
but
first.
this updated.
This update, we have to go through, and do exactly what we're doing, what we're saying we're gonna do normally in August, we're gonna have to do it now.
That's what I'm saying, so we
Yes,
get
ma'am.
get them to sign, okay.
He's starting tomorrow, it's the
No, I'm
second.
just asking if that's something that. we
Yes,
can
ma'am.
do.
So is this packet gonna be given out to people?
So that's the old policy, I'm sorry. That's
Okay.
gonna be linked to the student code of conduct.
Okay,
So that's not being sent out.
okay, because I was gonna say, it's got the wrong
Yeah,
37
yeah.
on it. Yeah.
I gave you all the
Right.
corrections and I kept the
Okay,
wrong one, I'm
all right,
sorry.
good. No problem.
With the correct, policy to begin.
But that will be sent home as well, the new one will be sent home.
Right.
The new policy.
But you
If
have
approved
correct
tonight.
37 in your board packet, right?
Right.
All right, we had a whole lot of discussion without looking for a motion, or without asking for a motion. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Ms. Sal.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Turner. Okay, so, I looked over everything kind of quickly here. Everything looks okay to me. Board members, any other questions, comments? I know, the internet moves fast. We'll probably be redoing this in another 2 years.
Here. Well, we probably with AI, probably doing one sooner than later.
Yeah. Okay, board members, anything further on this? Okay, administration? And/or Mr. Bateman? Okay, audience? All right, let's go ahead and vote on this. All those in favor of approving the social media, hang on one second, not social media. All those in favor of approving item 3.08, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for, extra detail on this, because it's important in today's age. Okay, moving on to 3.14, policy, discussion and/or action regarding approval of board policy IDDF, students with exceptionalities. Mary Ellen Hamner, Director of Special Education. Recommendation is to approve board policy IDDF, education of students with exceptionalities as presented. Ms. Hamner, I see you're already up there at the
Mr.
mic.
President, didn't we pull through on that?
We did not. I just made a note that it needed to say, it was from the
Oh,
policy.
policy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Ms. Turner. Appreciate you checking.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and Ms. Hamner will do 3.14 and then 3.15. All right, 1 second. Okay, all right, Ms. Hamner, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. I'm not sure if I needed to have this pulled or not, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, right? So what happened was, when I presented the policy and procedures subsequently, I sent to Hammond and Sills. That's our Wayne Stewart, who's our legal counsel. I got it back the week after we met, right? So they didn't change the law, they just tweaked, and I'll go over what they advised us to add to. It's not changing anything, it's adding to protect us. So Hammond and Sills advised that we add, do y'all have a green copy? Do you have things highlighted in green? Okay. So I won't read it to you. So Hammond and Sills advised that we add what's in green to what Forethought gave us. That's just, I mean, the law hasn't changed, nothing's different. They're just saying, hey, look, I believe that you should include these subsections in your policy. And I agree with that. So I didn't know the procedure. That's why I said for me to come up and explain it to you. And I can outline it for you if you want, or just leave it as.
Well, let me ask for a motion to approve, and we'll see if any board members have
Okay.
questions on it.
All right.
Okay? All right. Do we have a motion to approve 3.14?
I'll make the motion.
Ms. Shelley, thank you. Ms. Turner, do you want a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All right, board members, do you have any questions about the text that was highlighted in green on IDDF, policy IDDF? Okay, administration, anything to add?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Hammer, anything else on this one?
No, sir.
Okay.
Nope.
Audience, anything? Okay. All right, well, let's go ahead and vote to approve item 3.14. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all, board members. That was, I thought we might have a further discussion on that one. Glad it went through quickly.
When the attorney recommends, we're just gonna take the advice of the attorney for sure.
Agreed. Okay, so this next one, I think we have a little bit more on, so Ms. Hamner, go ahead.
Right, so.
Oh, wait, hold on, I'm sorry, I gotta read the item. I'm
Okay, sorry.
3.14, policy, discussion, and/or action.
15.
Sorry, y'all. 3.15, discussion and/or action regarding approval of PPSB seclusion and restraint procedural manual. Mary Ellen Hamner, Director of Special Education. The recommendation is to approve PPSB seclusion and restraint procedural manual as presented. Ms. Hamner?
Yeah, thank you. Same thing, went to Hammond and Sills. They made recommendations on the formatting and order of things. It's not changing what we already had, it's just tweaking the way it's presented. The biggest, and I'll say this is the change. The change is the law states we need a crisis intervention plan in the district. I was not pushing out a crisis intervention plan. My intent was only to address restraint and seclusion. However, in the law that was passed, it says you need to title it pretty much crisis intervention and talk about how you go from de-escalation to how would you end up with restraint or seclusion? Like, how does that happen? So what the advice was from Hammond and Sills, and this was still included in the law, it still was included in mine, was to change the title to crisis intervention, including restraint and seclusion. And therefore, Mr. Bateman can also take this and put it into the student handbook, correct, Mr. Bateman?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay. So yeah, so that's, I mean, that's just,
The crisis handbook.
yeah, the crisis, thank you, not student handbook, thank you. So our policy would be on websites in our district. It'll be on schools' websites. Parents will be given, of special needs students, will be given a handbook about restraint and seclusion. And this can be embedded now within the crisis handbook because we can title it crisis intervention dot restraint and seclusion. So what I'm trying to say is the content isn't changed, the title and the intent is now to make it more widespread and available as opposed to more, be more inclusive instead of exclusive. It won't be just for sped students. If that makes sense. Okay.
And I think it's important to let people know that you have to be trained to
Correct.
restrain.
Yeah, that's part of the law, correct.
We need a motion
Right.
to approve.
No, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Apologize.
Motion to approve? Thank you, Michelle.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Sauer. Okay, Ms. Leonard, I'm sorry.
I
Anything
apologize.
further?
No,
it's
that was
okay.
it, that was it. I just, because when you hear those words, people just think anybody can do it.
Right,
And-
correct.
yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, it even says, I think isn't there part of the school health designee means a school employee designated to assess the use of seclusion and physical restraint. So, it says definitely, there's people
Yeah,
who.
and let me just add, the legislative body, along with the universities, are now going to have to include behavioral, like restraint and seclusion and crisis intervention into teaching, into classes now. So it's becoming more, like you said, people need to be trained and be aware. You can't just put your hands on a child now.
It's very,
Right.
it's a very intense training and intentional.
Okay, board members, anything else? Questions, comments? Administration?
Yes, sir.
Audience? All right, hearing no further discussion, let's go ahead and approve this procedural manual. All those in favor of approving 3.15 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all, board members. We got through that very lengthy consent agenda.
I just want to say one more thing, I'm sorry. That just because Dr. Ritz brought up and Mr. Bateman, this is going to also get published because it goes into effect, the changes go into effect December 1st, 2025. Hence, it will be getting posted now, since you've approved it, and it will be sent out to students with special needs. So just wanted to say that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Hamler. Appreciate that clarification. I didn't know it was that urgent, so I'm glad you told us. Okay, all right, moving on to section 4, which is other board action items. We'll start with 4.01, which is discussion and/or action regarding industrial tax exemption program contract number 20161895-ITE for Stolthaven New Orleans LLC. Nico Tesvich, board president. So the preamble to all of this is that we talked about this in our executive committee meeting, but we did not make a recommendation because we wanted it to come in front of the full board and possibly representatives from Stolthaven would be here. So instead of putting it in the consent agenda, we decided to make it a board action item, which is why it is here today. So before we discuss and have questions and whatnot, do we hear a motion to approve? But
I'll
of course,
motion to approve.
Thank you, Ms. Sanger.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Lindner. So, in front of you, everybody, you have a letter from Stolthaven, New Orleans. They wanted to make it a point, because we had a previous conversation with them, or I had a previous conversation with them about their ITEP policies. They were in non-compliance for not filing paperwork on time, and also because, regarding that ITEP project, right? The ITEP was designated to a particular project on their site. That project, they no longer had someone working on that project who was paid for by Stolthaven. The jobs still exist, and that's what this letter from Mr. Scott, Mr. Scott Morales, who's their finance manager in Houston, he said those jobs are still there. They just don't get a paycheck from Stolthaven, they get a paycheck from their subcontractor. And it's actually not one job or two jobs, it's 4 jobs. So the jobs haven't gone anywhere, and we looked at this ITEP on our matrix and followed it out and saw what Stolthaven has done in the community. But of course, because there was a little bit of gray area, we didn't want to make a recommendation to the full board. I figured we should talk about it all together. So with that being the preamble for all this, board members, questions and comments from y'all?
Didn't we have the same problem with, the other ITEP with,
CNC.
yeah,
Yeah, CNC had exceeded salaries but didn't have enough jobs. And that was the same thing for Stolthaven's salaries were, they had both salaries and jobs for the first 4 years. But then there was no job paid for by, no job where the person doing the job got a paycheck from Stolthaven. CNC's was different because theirs didn't sub out. The people got paid more, whether it was overtime or they had higher salaries or whatever.
oh, okay, cause I thought it was that they had contractors instead of their own people.
No, not according to the notes on that CNC one. In fact, I think we're at the Learning Center. I didn't know, wherever we were. They had the salary but not the jobs.
Okay, my bad.
No, that's okay, Mr. Lawrence.
Mr. Tesvich, so, It says that they wanted to clarify that in 2022, the company engaged 4 contractors who fulfilled the same responsibilities. So was the non-compliance only for 2022?
No, they also had non-compliance for not filing their paperwork in the previous years on the ITEP. They didn't file paperwork.
So 18 through 21 was for not filing the paperwork, 22 was for the job requirement.
Correct.
Thank you for the clarification. That's it, thank you.
No problem. Thank you for asking.
Mrs. Hespel, do you want to talk about your conversation you had with that gentleman as far as, I thought it was a quite interesting conversation.
Yeah, so I talked to Mr. Morales, who's in Houston, and you know, Stolthaven has so many different divisions. There's Stolt-Nielsen, there's Stolt Terminals, there's Stolt Tanks, there's Stolthaven, there's Stolthaven New Orleans. There's a bunch of different entities, and I feel that like this gentleman, and he's like the CFO for like he's there, Miss Phelan, for the entire nation, for all of the U.S. So he's not familiar with the laws here in New Orleans. So he was very appreciative when I called, or here in Louisiana. He was very appreciative when I called him, and I was like, look, you can call us. Like, I want to talk to you and let you know what's going on. I know this is not on your radar. This is a minor detail for you. But at the same time, it's important to us. And he really appreciated that I reached out, and I'll be blunt. Like I told him, like, we don't do backroom deals. Like, when it comes to this ITEP stuff, we want to be open and honest and let you know what's going on. You know, we have our matrix and our procedures published online, so companies know what you're going to get when you come before the Plaquemines Parish School Board with this. Well, he did not have an extensive knowledge of that because he's over in Houston. He's not here on site in Louisiana. But, you know, it was a very good conversation. You know, I told him, I said, call me if you have questions. I said, I'll call you if we have questions, or another board member may call you if we have questions for Stolt. So it all went down very well, and he said, look, I'm gonna draft a letter that when you got something in writing showing that those jobs still exist, it's not just a conversation you're reporting, it's something in black and white that you can bring to the board. And he also apologized that nobody could be here tonight, and that's why he wanted to make sure we got that letter that you see in front of you.
And it sort of explained, how can you do the same mistake year after year after year when you have one person in Houston trying to, you know, comply with laws in the different states, which doesn't seem or make sense. But when he spoke to him, that's what it appeared to be.
And there was also some confusion based on another email that they sent over to us, which we didn't have in the board packet. I should have put in the board packet. I'll send it to all of you after the meeting to make sure that you get it. Where they received tax advice that was incorrect. So their tax advisor told them that we denied this ITEP, but we did not. We approved this ITEP because this is the one that's 2016. We approved the one that was started with 2016. We denied the one that was 2018. So there was even some confusion on their end. And yeah, this ITEP stuff is confusing. We all know it is, and we try to get ahead of it and be leaders on this, and we do a good job at that. But at the same time, there was confusion on their end as well as whether the ITEP was even approved or not. So we were able to clarify that for them as well.
Oh. Well, I'll just add to that, Mr. President, that, like you said, we know that there's been back and forth with legislation on the ITEP in general at the state level, and we have a hard enough time ourselves as a governing body trying to keep up with new regulations regarding this. So it's understandable that a business might have the same problem. So the fact that they didn't submit the paperwork isn't as important to us as the actual required jobs. But if we look retrospectively, engaging 4 contractors might be equilateral to that one position when we're talking tax dollars. So I just wanted to put that out there for the board.
Correct.
And that's ultimately what we're concerned about.
That's right. That's right. We want the dollars, and we want good community partners here in Plaquemines. Anything else, folks?
So with that being said, can't hold it in. And I voiced my concern to you was the job part. Like, who's controlling that? Is it being advertised? Who are the people that they're working for? Like, where's the transparency in these jobs? Because again, I didn't even know that there were contractors at Stolthaven. So I
So-
just didn't understand, like,
So I did some research after we had
Yes.
our conversation, and Turner does post jobs for all of their Louisiana sites on their website. So you can go into their website and you can type in the zip code for Braithwaite and it'll tell you if they have any Turner jobs there. Now, do they attend job fairs? I don't know if Turner's attended any job or career fairs here in the parish, but, they do post their jobs.
but it's not Stonehaven that
Yes.
has the job, it's the contract.
Yes.
Turner
Turner.
Construction, yeah. I'm sorry,
She said they were.
Yeah. College career day, correct. We don't
but
do
it's
job
was
fairs.
Stolthaven or Turner present? at that?
Stolthaven was at career day, yes. We do not do job fairs.
Okay, but not Turner Construction.
And I'm not part of Turner Construction.
It'd be nice, though.
No, that's ethics, no ma'am.
Okay, administration, anything further?
No, sir.
Okay, anything from the audience on this? Okay, board members, any final comments? I know I'm gonna go back, y'all, just in case. All right, so I'm gonna ask that we vote to approve this. I'll say we do it, via voice vote, as we've done with all of our other votes. If there are any objections, we'll do a roll call vote. So all those in favor of approving the ITEP exemption program contract 20161895 for Stolthaven, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Thank you, board, for that, and, Stolthaven will be appreciative. I'll call Mr. Scott Morales tomorrow and let him know. And Ms. Turner, your comments about we need to see jobs posted in our community, I'll make sure he knows that. So I'm sure the local folks know, I'll make sure he knows that as well. And board members, if y'all have any other comments you want me to pass on, feel free to let me know and I'll send them over to him. All right, 4.02, discussion and/or action regarding approval of ad hoc and standing committee reports. Nico Tesvich, board president. Those committee reports are all in your board packet. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Ms.
I'll
Alves.
second it.
Thank you, Mr. Lemire. All right. Board members, comments or questions? Administration? Audience? Hearing no further discussion, let's go ahead and call this motion to a vote. All in favor of approval signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 4.03, discussion and/or action regarding approval of minutes from the October 9, 2025 regular board meeting. Nico Tesvich, board president. Again, those minutes are in your packet. There are draft minutes. If anybody has anything to change on there, please speak up now. But before we do I hear a motion to approve those minutes?
So offered.
Thank you, Mr. Lemire.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Sauer. So the draft minutes are in there from our October 9th meeting. Board members, any questions, comments about those minutes? Administration?
No, sir.
Audience? Hearing no further discussion, let's call this matter to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all. 4.04, discussion and/or action regarding approval of revisions to board policy DEA, debt limitation, Nico Tesvich, board president. So the preamble to this is that when we were looking through a variety of policies, because we were talking about bonds and talking about different things in regards to our new policy manual, and thank you, Ms. Sauer, for all the work that you're doing on that policy committee. I noticed that we had something that was wrong. The difference is that the maximum amount of bonds you can incur, bond debt you can incur, per state law is 35%, and our policy said 50%. So what we are doing is changing that from 50% to 35%. So we are in compliance with state law. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Ms. Linder.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Arbro. All right, board members, any questions about this policy or the change? Administration, legal counsel, anything to add? Okay, the audience?
Just a note that pursuant to the most recent assessment values, our debt capacity rose 36.5 million. 35%.
At 35, yeah. Good to know in case we need to issue bonds. All right, all those in favor of approving this policy change signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Thank you, folks. 4.05, discussion and/or action regarding approval for Belle Chase High School cheerleaders to travel by school bus to Jackson, Mississippi, to participate in the UCA Magnolia Regionals, Saturday, December 6, 2025. Millicent Roussel, BCHS Junior / varsity cheerleader coach. Hello, hello. I see y'all are at the podium. Take it away.
Back again.
All right.
All right, so good evening, school board. We are here asking permission for our cheer team to travel to Jackson, Mississippi on December 6th for the UCA Magnolia Regional competition. We are needing a school bus to bring us there and back, of course, and it's for us to compete so that we are able to go to our national competition.
All right,
So offered.
Thank you.
Second. Second.
All right, Mr. Lemire and Ms. Shelley, thank you for that. Any comments or discussion, board members?
We're asking for a charter bus, right?
Not for this one.
No.
It's a
Next
school
one.
bus for this one.
Why they gotta go on the school bus?
Because they're gonna do you'll see the next one.
Yeah, because
I'm still, why
They
they gotta go
have-
on the school bus?
They have, they're going to Disney World in February.
Why they gotta go on the school bus?
So are you at,
I'm asking.
well,
like,
that's
they
what they
have
asked for, so
to-
that's
Oh, okay.
We did ask for it.
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if we could help them out and let them go on something
Jackson
a
ain't
little bit
right around the
nicer
corner.
and comfortable.
So, is the board, y'all okay
So,
with
Ms.
that?
Turner, are you proposing an amendment to?
I would like to propose in the members that we revise this and have these young ladies go on a chartered bus instead of a school bus, because Jackson, Mississippi is a very far ride. And I can attest to that, because I have to go to Grambling, so I understand that that is not, right around the corner.
So I just want to clarify, because they've done a lot of work to raise money. Y'all will, the board will pay for this when you were not putting the cost on them.
No, we're not putting the cost on
Okay.
them at all.
So let me
They work hard raising money.
clarify. Let me clarify something. In the letter that the cheerleaders, Ms. Roussel and Principal Lawson asked for us, all it says is we are requesting school board transportation.
Correct.
It doesn't
I
specify
said-
school bus
It
or
did
charter
not say
bus.
school bus, that's why I was saying, why are we saying school bus, because it's.
oh, the agenda says school bus, that's
Right.
why.
So-
I will say that, Ms. Roussel, you can confirm, when you sent the verbiage to me, it asked for
For school
school
bus
bus travel. And
transportation.
so, let's clear up that, that's where it
Okay.
came from, not that.
Right,
I
I
just
did
put it on
request
there. She
school
did.
board transportation, because this is what we've asked for before. So I've always requested school board transportation for this competition. Now, I mean, we're not opposed to a comfortable ride, but at the same time, I've never been under the impression that that was something to be honest, that I could ask for. Not that saying that no one would say no, I just always believed it was something that the school board would send us on a school bus, because we've ridden farther on a school bus.
So I don't know.
How many hours away is that?
Too many hours.
So
It's
I,
three.
But I think at certain times, we couldn't afford it, but I think now, I mean,
We're in a position to where we can.
you're right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm gonna say, these young ladies have been doing very, 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 very well for a very long time.
Yes.
I don't think this would be a problem, giving them, this certain accommodation.
They work hard to.
And-
They do, they really do.
and I just want to caution and just put it in your ear. We have cross-country that's been going 5 hours. You're gonna have a lot of teams now coming to you asking, and remember, every charter bus is $4,000 to $5,000.
Yep.
So I'm just saying, for every time we ask, you're putting a $4,000 to $5,000 additional expense, when generally on a few trips they take charter buses, absolutely. But on some, they know that they'll be taking school buses. So I'm just putting that forward to
Well,
you,
let me
that
rescind that, because I don't wanna cause any
Yeah.
confusion with any other sports in our
just
district.
I'm just trying to put it out there to you. I agree with charter buses when it's at the highest level competition. But if it's just going to a regionals or things like that, we have to keep it clean because you can't say you're choosing one group over another.
Yeah.
I agree.
I wish we could send
I
them.
agree.
Yeah. I wish we could, but you're talking about $4,500 to $5,000 every time. And, you know,
How much does it cost to buy one? No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Let's get
a
two.
regular school bus is about
Let's get two.
$120,000.
I had
now.
this discussion today with somebody.
Yes.
I know.
So let's send them
I
on
know.
the best school
Get it
bus that
wrapped.
we have in our
Wrapped with
district.
big stuff.
And look, when I tell you, these people right here, they work hard to raise money. I mean,
The
They
parents
do.
help us
Like, yeah,
tremendously.
really.
Our community helps us tremendously.
absolutely,
to
they
raise
do.
money for
I do
our
not want to take anything away from them at all. So like when it's the highest level, when it's the championship piece and things like that, I'm all for it. But I just want to be cautious and say, hey, you may be opening Pandora's box.
Well, we don't want to open Pandora's box, so I rescind.
You're gonna look like the one who's awesome, and they're gonna love you.
Yeah,
You're gonna come back on me. And
So
say, I'm the bad guy.
I wanted to say thank you, Dr. Ritz, for opening
No, I'm
Pandora's
glad-
box to the
no,
board
I'm
because I was
glad
gonna
you
say
said
it. We have to be fiscally
Please
responsible.
challenge
We
me
do.
with the things that, you know, because I only see tunnel vision when I see,
Mr.
you know,
Mayor,
these kids get up
you
there.
had you wanted to say something as well?
So the standard for getting a charter bus, other than like championships, has always been a disruption to the normal routes in the afternoon. For example, and look, it'd be great, I mean, it'd be
Absolutely.
great, but for example, like last year, Belchase High School went to North DeSoto, which is about a 5-hour trip. We'd have taken 4 buses out of the route, which would have caused chaos. We had a situation today where we potentially were looking at a charter bus for the volleyball, Belchase High School's volleyball team to go to Lake Charles, but we were able to find a driver from, one of our down-the-road drivers was willing to drive that trip. So to put ourselves in a position where everybody's going to want a charter bus, it's a lot of trips, it's a time expense. So we've always just used that standard about the disruption to the normal routes every day.
And generally, I do text you if there's a situation where we had no choice that a driver, we couldn't get the available driver saying, hey, we had to use a charter bus for this, because we do like using it for the big deals, the big championships and things like that. And the board is 100% support of that. But if there's a situation where it's gonna be, remember, the high schools get out first, the elementaries get out second. So every time you take a high school driver out to go, and in the spring, it's really the worst. When you have basketball, you have wrestling finishing, you also have baseball starting and softball. That's the window where we're having to, because they're either short drivers, or we're having to send 2 drivers on a trip that goes further out. So when you take, like, if she was going there and back to Mississippi, it would be 2 drivers, because you can only have so many hours on the road. So it depends on the scenario, but we try to do our best to, you know, find the drivers. And we almost had to do a charter bus today, but we had to pull a driver from the southern end who volunteered to go that additional trip.
And the impacts on routes are minimal because this is on a Saturday.
Yes, yes. So it's establishing a standard, and we just want to be cautious of that.
I appreciate you, Dr. Ritz, for enlightening me on.
For bringing the bad news.
No, me jumping the gun, but I was just thinking about this, you know. The
For
kids,
being
that's
a
all.
good steward of fiscal management.
Thank you. And Miss Fairland was giving me the side back there. I was like, thank you. I rescind.
Let's rein this back in.
Yes.
So we are going to, as of right now, we're going to leave the agenda item as it is, which is to approve travel by school bus to Jackson, Mississippi. Board members, anything further? Administration?
No, sir.
Audience? Okay, let's vote to approve item 4.05 as presented in the agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Thank you for the lively discussion, y'all. 4.06, discussion and/or action regarding approval for Belchase High School cheerleaders to travel to Orlando, Florida to participate in the UCA High School Nationals competition January 30th to February 1st, 2026. Millicent Russo, DCHS junior/varsity cheerleader coach. Ms. Russo, you're already there, so tell us about this one.
So this is the national competition in Orlando. It's actually a week earlier than it usually is. They've divided the teams by D2 and D1 this year, so that's new, but it's the same competition. And the competition is January 30th through February 1st in Orlando. We are requesting permission to travel by charter bus to this particular competition. We've never had assistance with this, so this would be great if you could help our families and our girls get there, because they have always paid for it themselves.
And if you want to look at item number 3.01.
Hold on one second, hold on one second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's right. We're gonna have to discuss.
We haven't motioned
Still in
yet.
the presentation. Anything else, Ms. Russo?
No, that's it.
Okay. All right, do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll
So
motion.
I'll-
I'll give that one to Ms. Sanger. Mr. Lemire, you want to go to second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, sir. All right, Dr. Ritz, you were saying?
Yeah, so if you look at item 3.01 in the consent agenda,
Band takes 3 buses.
huh?
Band takes 3 buses for equipment and every charter.
Oh,
Correct.
give
It's
them
a-
the luxury.
It's a huge
We
part of
already know we're
the,
gonna-
Give it to 'em.
Give them the luxury.
So what I want to say is they're paying for this one already themselves. So my suggestion would maybe put in like maybe half for this one, for the national one or something, because if they do raise money, it's up to you if you want to do it. It is the national championship. And does everyone qualify for the national championship?
We have to get there from the bid of the first competition.
So if they make the bid, would you be interested in, because they're paying for the other one for Disney, correct?
That's all together. That's the same competition.
Yes.
So they have to pay for.
oh, for the band?
Yeah, for
I'm
February
sorry.
16th to 21st.
That's not us.
It's different. So the band has to put together,
Oh, jeez.
the band has to put together a video to qualify to be able to be approved to march in Disney. So it is a process that they have to go through. And not every kid is able to go, so this might alleviate some of the burden for some of the kids to get to do something this special with their friends.
So I'm
But that's what
confused.
we're opening up, as far as if we approve for,
Wait, I'm a little confused.
Me too.
What are we talking about?
So
The
you
band's
want
going
to
to Disney and
rescind
the
what?
cheerleaders are going to Disney,
no,
not
I'm just
together.
saying that
Or at the same time.
three charter,
band
they're
takes-
paying
the
three
band
charter
takes 3
buses,
charter
and they're
buses.
paying their own charter buses, and they have some kids who couldn't afford to go, or
Yeah.
some who didn't go.
So can we come
Okay.
back and discuss that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we
Let's
don't,
finish
that's a
the
whole
task.
different
Because
item.
I was a little confused.
Well, I'm just saying the decision you make here may set a precedent for the one before that.
For
We've
3.01.
already ruled on 3.01, so that's gone. If we want to amend something, we can look at it at another meeting. We have another meeting in December or
I'll ask
January,
to
we can talk
amend.
about that. Right now, the task at hand is to
Right.
approve what the cheerleaders are asking.
So, yes, does the item say that you will pay for it, is what I'm saying. This item doesn't say you'll pay
3.01
for
doesn't.
it.
It just, you're just
You're
approving
just
that they
asking
can
for
travel.
approval to travel.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Look at the request.
No, if you look at, if you look at the letter that the cheerleading team drafted to us, it is requesting travel, it is not requesting
Requesting funding.
pay for travel.
Correct.
So we are approving travel right now. We're not approving to pay for charter buses right now, we're approving to allow them to travel out of state.
And I'm just coming back of the conversation Ms. Roussel was asking. Ms. Roussel?
Right, I did say I said we've never had help before in the past. Our girls pay for this themselves.
But they pay for it.
And I said it would be great if we could help our families, but I did not put that in the letter.
Yeah, so we can come back.
So if I could make a suggestion to our student committee, maybe put this on the.
I agree,
student
that's where I was
committee
gonna go with that. We're gonna approve the travel tonight. If
Yes.
we're gonna talk about funding, we'll put that on another agenda.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we can do both.
Correct.
Well, the band's final payments are due during Thanksgiving.
Our next meeting is the 17th.
Well, that's irrelevant to
Yeah.
this. So
Yep.
let's move with this.
Oh, I was
And
talking.
And my advice is to maybe we have to set
Ms.
some
Roussel,
standards.
just make sure that you get with me to get on a
Yes, ma'am.
committee if that's what you wish to ask for.
Yes, thank you.
I'll give you the date for the next committee meeting.
Okay.
Girls.
I'll make a motion.
I'll
Wait,
second.
I think we already
we
have our
did.
motions to
Okay.
approve. We already have our motions
We
to
did.
approve. I was just looking to see if there was any other conversation. All right, board members, last call on this item.
Luggage and equipment.
Administration, anything to add?
No, sir.
Audience? All right, all those in favor of approving the travel to the national competition for the cheerleader team, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Thank y'all.
Thank
y'all
you.
for-
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you.
More lively discussion tonight. Good.
Thank you.
All right, so, speaking of lively discussion, let's keep that rolling, because our next
Mr.
item
Sal.
is,
December 15th.
I was gonna
Sorry.
say, December 15th. I just looked it up.
our next item is going to be 4.07,
For
which is discussion and/or action regarding approval of the proposed 2026 school board meeting schedule. Nico Tesvich, Board President. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have two different items here, 4.07 and 4.08. 4.07 is going to be our meeting schedule for the following year. Myself, Mr. Plessis, and Dr. Ritz went through this. We compared the full calendar for the year. We looked at committee meetings happening after board meetings, that the board meeting would start, and then you'd get, or, we'd have the committee meeting before the board meeting. We were also mindful of conferences, we were mindful of holidays, we were mindful of graduations. And we think we came up with a pretty good schedule for our board meetings next year. So, it's all there on, 2 pages in the board packet. With that being said, I guess, let me go ahead and go into some of the details here for you.
Mr. President, if
So-
I may, actually, there needs to be a correction. The March 17th date, Monday is actually March 16th.
Can we get a motion first?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, okay.
Sure. Let's get a motion first, and then we'll discuss.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Ms. Linder.
That's 4.0, that's the committee one, 4.08.
You're looking at 08. We did do 4.07.
Oh, you're doing committees. I'm sorry.
committees?
I was
I'm sorry.
We're on
multitasking here.
407, we're on 407, I think, first, the
I'm
school
sorry.
board meeting
We're on
schedule.
4.07, which is our school board meetings. The committee meetings are based off of the committee meetings are based off of when we approve our board meeting schedule. Ms. Linder has made a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Michelle. So, okay, school board meeting rotation schedule, January 26th, December 26th is what's on the title at the board, in the board packet. It shows our Thursday meeting days, and Ms. Sanger, you had a concern.
I was on the wrong, I'm multitasking here. I'm doing a committee meeting for Ms. Roussel, and I'm looking at the committee meeting schedule. My comment is
Okay.
for the committee meetings, not the school board meetings. I apologize.
No problem. So, notice that we do have our board conference, which we used to call a retreat, that's listed on there, as well as other conferences, holidays, graduations, et cetera, et cetera. So is there anything that any board member noted that may not be the best? Of course, we shoot for the first Thursday of the month, unless there is some kind of conflict.
I do notice something now that I made a motion. The Thursday, October 1st, isn't Trailblazers usually around that time?
Trailblazers is.
First week in October.
It is always the first week of October. We didn't want to automatically change that because you never get
Yeah.
the
I was just-
information until, but you are correct.
Okay.
We had to move it in the year before as well.
I just noticed.
No, that's good. I mean, my only question with them is, we didn't have it. They don't have it finalized, so we didn't want to just assume. So anything that we had confirmed, we wrote down. LSBA really puts their stuff out a little bit closer to the events than. Make sense? Now, the only other thing that's not on here that we don't know yet is Plaquemines Day at the Capitol. Sometimes that will impact us. We don't know if it's gonna be in April or May, especially since the session got pushed back. So, that's up in the air. That would be the only other thing to be cautious about that may happen in the springtime. And I do encourage everyone to do that if we ever can, because it does make a strong presence for the school system to be there. And there's been so much legislation, in regards to school boards to attend, like Andrew's like, yes, do attend. And the more, school board members they see, the more, attention they will pay to the education bills. So whenever that day is, I'll let you know, but we'll find that out when we find that out, I guess. So good catch though, Ms. Linder, on that.
Okay, board members, anything else?
No, we don't know.
All right, administration, anything further?
Miss Sonia, do want to point out too, as far as like August the 6th, it used to be that if we were going to the school that first week, it was a burden on the school to do it the first week. But since we don't burden the school with them having a setup and taking away their setups. We can stay and remain in the first week. So that was a good point.
Okay, anything further, administration?
Yes, sir.
Audience, anything else? Board members, last chance. All right, let's go ahead and approve our rotation schedule. Of course, we can go back and amend things like we've done in the past, but let's at least get a plan in place, or it's my recommendation we get a plan in place. All those in favor of approving the school board meeting schedule as presented signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, board members. Now that we've got the board meetings done, we got to look at our committee meeting schedule. And again, just like with the previous stuff, Dr. Ritz, Mr. Plessis, and myself went through the school board meetings, and then we looked at the calendar for the committee meetings to try and make them match up. We know we typically go for committee meetings being the third Monday of the month, or at least not the Monday immediately following a board meeting, but that didn't always work out as cleanly as we would like. So we kind of shot for trying to get around the 20th or 21st, like get as close to the 20th or 21st as we can, because all of our board meetings are single digits right now. All of them are, somewhere from the 1st of the month to the 9th of the month. So we figure if we had 10 days, or hopefully 10 days in between board meeting and committee meeting, that gives us enough time to, clear the backlog of the old stuff out, move on to the committee meeting so we can be prepared for the next meeting. So again, mindful of graduations, conferences, holidays, all that stuff, and it is listed for your approval on the document titled Committee Meeting Schedule, January 2026 to December 2026. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Almost.
There's a couple of things.
Well, you got a motion before we have discussion, so. She motioned.
Yep, Ms. Sauer?
My
Got it.
apologies,
I'll
Ms.
second.
Sauer.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanger.
I just saw something that I wanted.
So, hold on, Dr. Rich, let me ask the board members if they have any.
Absolutely.
So,
Correct.
Ms. Sauer.
Okay, so we have Monday, March 17th, 2025.
It's a 16.
Oh, yeah, should be 26.
That's what, yeah.
Yeah.
But is
And
it
it
March
should be-
17th, the Monday, is about less?
It should say
It should
Monday,
be
March
March
16th.
16th,
March
2026.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Monday, March 16th, 2026, yes. Put down.
If I may caveat to that, piggyback to it. Also, we have COSBA conference, the 13th through the 15th, considering the 16th is the very next day that some of us board members will be coming in from travel. I'd like to put on there to discuss to move that to the 23rd.
Okay, I don't have any objection with that. Are there any objections to moving that from Monday, March 16th to Monday, March 23rd?
No, and that's a tight
Hold on,
turnaround
hold on,
too.
Dr. Ritz, hold
Oh,
on.
I'm
Gotta
sorry.
ask board members questions.
I'm sitting here looking. It's a lot in March, huh?
Yeah.
Check it, give you time to check your schedules. Okay, Dr. Ritz, something on that?
My apologies. So March is gonna be very full for everyone. Just put, getting yourselves, acclimated to what you see. Yes, it is. So, when you look at March, if you wanna see where it says spring break, it begins the 30th. The 31st, LSBA conference is also at that time. Then working backwards to the month, then you're gonna have, March 12th. Some of us will be flying out that day for the conference to begin on the 13th. Go ahead.
With cake.
Birthdays. With cake. So, moving it sounds perfect right in the middle, but I just want to caution everyone, about all the activity that month. Does anybody else have any questions about that? I'm fine with the 23rd as well. Just letting you know it's a lot. Huh?
Well, it's gonna
It's
be a
just a
lot
lot
no
of-
matter what day it is.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Yeah, because we have COSBA the second weekend, then the 5th weekend, we have LSBA, it's also Croatian Fest, which is important for me, but I know that maybe not for the rest of the board.
And my son's getting married, just an FYI too.
So, The 16th or the 23rd is the question. If nobody has objections to the 23rd, we can move to that because that'll make it easier on travel coming back from Cosmo. Because I mean, what if a flight's delayed?
Yes.
We could get in a problem, we get stuck in the airport. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if you want to go to January, everyone wants to look.
Yep.
In January, if it's like we had spring break this year, we were, like Miss Linder had to go back to work or something, but we had off. But for us, 12-month employees, we still have to work. But if you look at January, MLK Day, everybody has off, you know, as far as that. And I don't want to make y'all come in. So January 19th was the date that we had looked at, and we didn't realize that was MLK Day. So we're asking, do you want to do Monday, January 12th, which is the school board meeting was the 8th? Or do you want to do Tuesday, the 20th, the day after MLK Day? Or did you want to push it back to January 26th, but realize February 5th would be the next board meeting? What would you prefer?
The 12th or the 20th works for me.
The 12th.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. The same week. We do have the board conference. Our board retreat conference. So do you want to do?
12 sounds good to me, Ms.
12?
Houlihan, thank you.
The 12th? Are you okay with the 12th, everyone? Mr. Tesfich?
I'm looking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 12 is fine with me.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so I have addendums to January 12th, 2026 and March 23rd, 2026. Anything else?
I'm kind of looking at the week of graduations. That means we'd have a board meeting, graduation.
Oh, you don't want to see our face?
I do. I love y'all. I'm just.
That's a great observation.
That's normal.
What you want? That I love to see your face.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah,
Okay.
It was what we did this year.
Okay. I was good. I'm good. I was just making an observation.
Okay. Other things? All right. Hearing board members quiet. Dr. Ritz, administration, anything else?
No, everything else is, I mean, I apologize about the first one in January. I was assuming MLK Day was the 12th, you know, that we picked the 19th, and I didn't realize it was the 19th. And like I said, I don't mind coming if it's a 12-month holiday, but this is a holiday that generally everyone has.
Mhm.
And I don't want to make board members to come out on that as well.
Okay.
I think it's because the 15th originally be. Look, what's happening.
My apologies.
All right,
Thank
audience,
you.
anything from y'all? Any other comments? Last call? All right, so with the changes of January 12th and March 23rd, let's go ahead and approve. Hold on. I guess we need to Bar, do we need to do a new motion and second?
It's a proposed agenda item. It wasn't set with these basic dates. So subject to board approval.
Okay.
Can be voted on.
Good enough. Okay, so all those in favor of the proposed committee meeting schedule signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank y'all. Man, we are, plenty of discussion tonight. So we are done with section 4 of tonight's agenda. Let's move on to our information items. All of those from 5.01 to 5.01 to 5.05. I don't think there's any questions or comments on. Board members, was there anyone with questions or comments on 5.1 to 5.05? Administration, do y'all have anything to add on those
No, sir.
points? Okay. So when we get to 5.06, we talked about this in committee, and there are things attached in the board packet. And that, this is just a reminder, Mr. Plessis gave everybody these green folders that talks about your training credits for LSBA for the year. And inside of those green folders, you'll see a little bit of a report card or checklist. And that shows what you've gotten points for, or what you've gotten hours for. The main thing I want to point out is that at the bottom, there's 3 bullet points: cybersecurity, sexual harassment, and special education. You have to go on Vector. You have to go on Vector, and you can do it through the PPSB website. I can show you, Mr. Plessis can show you, to complete those trainings. By state law, we have to complete those 3 trainings in addition to whatever else you've gotten this year. So we got a little bit less than 2 months to knock them out. Full disclosure, I haven't done my 3 yet, but
If I may, I actually did them, but I'm getting an email saying that I haven't.
Yeah.
You didn't do Vector? Caitlin?
Reach out to Caitlin, please.
Yes. She's really,
Okay. I'm gonna forward it to her right now, thank you.
okay. So just as a reminder, check out those trainings. Make sure you get them done before the end of the year. Of course, if you also have to do your ethics, you got to make sure you take care of that if you haven't already. And there's also some other training stuff in Vector. You do get credit for it. So the stuff that's in Vector, you'll get more school board member continuing education hours if you complete those. Any questions on that, you guys?
Mr. Matt, did you like the Vector platform? It was
Oh,
easy.
yeah, it was easy. It's quick also.
Yeah. Easy, it's, self-paced.
yeah.
We went to the same.
It was quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just as one more thing on it, there is also, Mr. Plessis included this as a paper copy tonight, which gives you your guide to training hours and also has some stuff about the classes on the page 2. I think we got it tonight as a copy, but you also have it in your green folders. You got it in 2 places. Questions? Yes, Mr. Plessis.
So, Mr. Tesvich, there are file copies and Jamie Sauer, Jennifer Shelley, Jennifer Singer. Do you see anything? It says file copy. It was something that I sent to LSBA, noting that there were differences in the numbers that you guys should have had. Jen Shelley, do you see it? It says file copy. Jamie, do you see it?
Yes.
Yeah. So they are in the process of correcting that right now. So there was CLUs on LSBA site that did not correspond with the hours that the board members earned. So if you look at your transcript, go over your transcript. If you're missing something, let me know, and then I can go ahead and send it off to Robin so that you can get updated for those courses that are missing.
I keep saying I didn't do ethics, but we do ethics at the conference.
Yeah, we do it.
But they don't give us, but they're not giving me my credits for ethics.
Just send me an email,
Okay.
and I'll go ahead and send that to Robin.
What are you trying to find me again? And the campaign finance, gotta do that.
Once
Once
every
per
4
term.
years.
Okay.
Once per term.
Thank you. That is fine, next year. I can do it next year, right?
You have to do it all?
Yeah.
Did you do it already? Since you've been elected for, it should be on that paperwork.
I didn't do it.
Well, then, yes.
It shows I didn't do it.
All right.
So, say you know about my 23, 24, because they got me at 23, 24, and it only happened for 25.
Can we speak after this meeting?
Okay,
Thank
gotcha.
you.
All right, y'all, sorry.
All right, let's move on to section 6, which is information and announcements. 6.01 is going to be our superintendent's report.
Yes,
Dr. Ritz,
sir.
what you got?
Thank you so much. So once again, our 5-star planning, we want to make sure that you're constantly updated every month about how we're working toward our achievement of the 5-year goals. So an excellent teaching and learning. So we very excited about the instructional excellence that we've been recognized for lately. And then also we received our spring 2025 VAM scores, where 75 LEAP 2025 teachers were received their final piece for their evaluations for last year. So we're simultaneously finalizing last year's evaluations while completing the first observation cycle for 25-26 school year. We're also very proud to announce that the Plaquemines Parish has been selected as the state's Model of Excellence Award recipient for our implementation of the Freedom Framework, an achievement that reflects our educators' commitment to high-quality instruction and continuous growth. Please mark your calendars for another March date, March 3rd, 2026. That's when we will celebrate this accomplishment and the outstanding work that's happening across our schools. It's going to be a big day, a big day. So mark your calendars, and if you could take off of work, that would be a day that you want to be present. Many representatives from the State Department, including Bessie state members, will be here, along with other dignitaries as well. So we would love to make sure you're present on March 3rd. Under the robust student opportunities, we've begun early planning already for the 26-27 school year, focusing on the master scheduling and expanding course offerings such as choir, elementary music, computer science, and additional dual enrollment in CTE opportunities. We're also proud to recognize that Belle Chase High School was recognized for being one of the top 50 CLEP schools in the nation for 24-25 school year, with students earning some of the highest number of college credits statewide through the CLEP exams, a testament to their hard work and the dedication of our educators. In our thriving school communities, in early October, we hosted the Process Champion Training for our Capturing Kids' Hearts to strengthen our culture of connection across campuses. Staff also completed an implementation survey to help us assess the progress and the guide us in our next steps. Our district strategist has begun campus visits, and we will meet with our district staff to share the survey results and plan additional support. Together, these efforts strengthen our collective commitment to fostering positive, relational, and thriving school communities for every student and educator. In our engaged and invested families, our Special Education Advisory Council will meet on November 19th from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and we're grateful for their meaningful role with this group plays in strengthening the services and support for our students with their exceptionalities. Members engage in dialogue, offer feedback, vote on proposed actions, and work collaboratively to address emerging needs and concerns, ensuring that the families have a genuine voice in the decision-making. This council offers a valuable avenue for parents and stakeholders to contribute to ongoing improvement efforts. For intentional governance, we recently held our kickoff meeting for district-wide disaster recovery planning. Ms. Turner, listen closely to this one, with CSRS. An important step in strengthening our readiness and resilience. CSRS will assist us in ensuring full compliance in our guidance related to Insurance Commissioner Certification, ICC. Currently, we do not have that. The reason why we do not have it is because we don't meet the standard requirement for the insurance to cover Phoenix High School. We know that. However, this group is going to work some kind of magic and somehow figure out how we can get that ICC compliance, which means if we get that, we're back to where Phoenix can be covered under a FEMA disaster. So it's a lot of work that they're going to be working with us on this, but they're helping guide us to make sure our district's never in that situation again. So this process will help safeguard future FEMA eligibility for public entities facing limited insurance options. Our collaborative team will meet regularly to review procedures, strengthen protocols, and ensure our district remains well-prepared and equipped to respond effectively to any disaster. So once again, Ms. Phelan, as well as I and Ms. Bateman in that meeting, we were looking forward with Ms. Phelan. We're looking forward to make sure that we're working closely with this group to help us get to where we're supposed to be so that we're recovered. So any questions?
So what if we can get the flood-based elevation board? That help with insurance?
That's all on that federal guideline. We're doing is we're trying to meet the standards that the feds want from us to be able to be eligible. As far as us changing that, that's FEMA.
Yeah, I know, I'm saying,
Yeah.
but that's the issue we're all facing, on the
Yes,
east
ma'am.
bank and the southern end.
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
that flood-based elevation thing, insurance.
It's
So
ridiculous.
it's not just school system, it affects the community as well.
Yes, ma'am. I agree.
The legislation would help.
At the federal level, yes, ma'am. Any questions? Okay.
So in regards to the CLEP exam,
Mhm.
so CLEP exams are college level credit,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
We pay for those, right? The district pays for those. Now, a student has to take the class in order, like, has to take a dual enrollment class to take a CLEP exam, or can they just choose to take a CLEP exam and we pay for it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to talk more about it, but yeah.
So some students take a concurrent program group called Modern States, so they'll prepare for this like exam prep for that CLEP exam. So those CLEP exams, different institutions offer different CLEP examination policies. So you could pass a CLEP exam in college composition and receive credit at LSU, but you may receive different credit at ULL or Northwestern State or Nicholls State. They each have different policies when it comes to which CLEP examinations they accept and how many college credit hours that are attached to passing each one of those exams with, different scores. So traditionally, a CLEP exam passing score is a 50, but some institutions take a higher score or a lower score to award college credit for passing those examinations. So it doesn't have to be attached to a class. Anybody in the whole world can sign up and go and take a CLEP exam, and different institutions will award certain credit. It was originally put in place for folks returning from the military service to count some of their life experiences when they didn't necessarily have high school credits that would transfer to college credits. So that was the original establishment of the CLEP program. It's run by College Board, which is the same people that run the AP program. But unlike AP, where the tests are super regimented, CLEP exams can be given throughout the year and over and over and over again until you are awarded.
Mhm. And the cost of that CLEP test is, if a dual enrollment, for example, at UHC, it may be $300, where at Nunez, it's $750. If they take a CLEP test, way cheaper. Yeah, so we try and encourage people to take the CLEP test. We're gonna pay for a course if they need to be, but if they can test out doing a CLEP, we'll do the CLEP.
It's also one of the avenues that students can demonstrate their college accelerator score for our
Thrive.
accountability.
But it's quite an honor to be in the top 50 in the nation.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's an
No doubt.
excitement.
No doubt.
We weren't looking for that. We didn't know that was coming.
It's amazing, amazing.
So CLEP allows a lot of the kids to go in as sophomores.
Mm-hmm.
And I can speak on that because my job, she graduated in 3 years. She graduated within 3 years instead of 4 years. So that CLEP helped push her up.
Saves a lot of
Yeah,
tuition.
and then when you get that 4th year of TOPS could be used towards grad school.
Yep, that's what she's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Boundless opportunities, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. Anything further for the superintendent on her report? All right, let's move on to 6.02, put your glasses on, Nico. 6.02 policy update, section 400, financial management, Jamie K. Sauer, Policy Review Committee Chair, Board Member, District 2. Ms. Sauer, do you have some updates on what we talked about concerning finances in our policy meeting?
I do. Well, on Monday, October 20th, we covered financial series 400, and it's finance. The policy committee meeting. Oh gosh, okay. I'm not gonna read my notes. I'm just gonna talk like I would normally talk in real life. Okay. So the policy review committee had a great meeting. We were able to interact with the CFO, Catherine Phelan, and her outstanding team to talk about finance. So it was very eye-opening. We covered a lot of good stuff. We were productive. So up next, we have Series 500. That'll be on Monday, November 17th, and that's going to cover business management. And thank you, Mr. Pluses, for always keeping us sharp with our orange folders and always having our paper for us. We appreciate all that you do for that, because I know it's a lot.
And it helps us correct stuff, because like
Absolutely.
2 of the agenda items tonight are because we did some deep dives into policy, and we're like, hey, something's wrong, we gotta fix this.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So Ms. Sauer, thank you for your work. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, and thank you to the policy committee, because you guys are all handling business. I appreciate it.
And we even appreciate Ms. Turner, who's not on the committee, but stops in from time to time.
I was going to say, our policy committee side chick. Oh, you will?
Miss Sanger says too, she enjoys listening to the policy committee.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
it was good.
Okay, so I know we do have some announcements from board members. So I wanted to make sure everybody got their time, because a few people had a few things to talk about. I'll start with Ms. Turner. Ms. Turner, did you have any information or announcements?
No, I can't think of anything top of my head right now.
Okay. Ms. Sauer, did you have anything?
I think I'm good.
Okay. Ms. Arbor?
Yes, I wanted to say a big congratulations to the Belchase High School Band on their accomplishment of scoring very well in their first field competition in over 20 years. I think they learned a lot in their time that they've spent training, and now they see how much far they can go for the next year's competitions. So, way to go, guys. And then also, Belchase High School has an AV club, if you didn't know. They'll be live streaming the football game tomorrow night. It'll be posted, where will it be posted?
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
It'll be on YouTube, and the football team will share it on their Facebook page.
So in other words, students will be streaming it. It won't be the adults, so they're gonna take charge and actually doing the production themselves.
And they're actually doing really good. They're really interested in everything. And speaking of the band, if I could, while I'm thinking about it, if we could ask Miss Sanger if she could add that little portion about the band to the student services meeting for the committee meeting. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Arbor. Ms.
Miss
Leonard?
Sauer.
I'm trying to stay humble.
Go Cardinals. They are dominating
It was at the tip of my
football.
tongue, and then I was like, Hank is so humble, so I was like, be like Hank, be humble, don't
I'm
say
gonna
it.
be like-
the Cardinals
I'm
are
gonna-
kicking butt.
Come on.
Thank you for the push, Miss Linder.
Thank you, Ms. Linder. Ms. Shelley?
I'm gonna say the same thing, go Cards.
Ms.
And?
Congratulations to the Cards. I almost text you when he did that first half. You know, I watched it.
I wish you would. I read all the texts back to
I watched
him.
the game on plus we're gonna be on
Tomorrow
YouTube.
night,
yeah.
We the game of the week.
Yes, y'all are.
Yeah, we watched Belchase. I watched Belchase the last 2 weeks on TV, and Hank did a real good job. The Jackson kid, his mom is actually from Buras, and he's got cousins on South Plaque's team. But that young man's a athlete there. He's gonna go somewhere. But Hank is doing good. Yeah, his mom was a great athlete. And I was going to also say congratulations to the Belchase volleyball team. They won their playoff game yesterday, and South Plaque made the playoffs,
I know.
but we didn't. We
But
didn't
they
win.
made the playoffs.
Yeah, but we did make the playoffs. And another thing about Buras' football team, they beat 2 last year's state champions. They beat us. That was our only loss, and then they beat Shaw. And
Good point.
the Shaw thing was a good thing because I like whooping on them.
I thought we were going back in time. I was like,
Zeta son, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So, and congratulations to the high school football team.
Oh, yeah. Well, we rolling, but we play
Oh,
for
it's
the
just
Duke.
understood y'all are rolling then.
Oh,
It's just understood.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we'll make it to the Dome. We got to see because we play Newman tomorrow
Yeah.
for the district championship, but we are ranked number 1 in the power
Yes, y'all
rankings.
are.
So,
In this game, we'll hold on to that. We don't.
and congratulations to Belchase's band. And I wish I would have saw your texts earlier when you put Mr. Pardue on there.
Yeah.
He used to be our band director. Yeah.
Dr. Purdue, he was so happy to see Plaquemines Parish back investing in the music programs. You know, he couldn't say enough about it. Yeah, and he, as soon as I took a picture, he recognized, that's Mr. Purdue. And he was so excited. He named your son's name. He said what instrument he played, like instantly. So he said he loved it here. He just wanted to go get his doctorate. So he went to, I believe,
Arkansas.
Oklahoma. Arkansas. Yeah.
First, then now
Almost
he's.
red and then you want to.
Yeah.
I was the best chaperone ever.
Yeah.
I'm sure you were.
The kids, yeah.
And,
He enjoyed his time
Just
here.
like
He
Hank.
really did. But what he did say was, and that's the value of going to these competitions, is he says, I'm gonna come down to your district because I want the kids to know, band is a method. It's an avenue that can play band and get a scholarship. They don't have to major in music. They can, engineering, they could do law studies, they could do whatever it is, but that's just a mechanism to pay for college, to assist paying for college, and then do something they may enjoy. So that's what he wants to come do. Now that he knows that the students of Plaquemines Parish is involved in music, he's coming down. So it's important for us to continually take our kids to as many competitions as possible, because it allows these universities to say, hey, here's something that we can offer you just because you're interested, and give the kids the knowledge of that. So it was good.
Okay,
Ms.
well,
Sanger?
being the last at the table, Bobby and Paul usually say all the things about our sports, but I will add, I'm not sure how or why, but the South Plaquemines High School junior high football team will be playing in the Superdome on Sunday at 7:30 p.m. So if you want to go out and support, the ticket, Mr. Jerome Powell had the link on his Facebook page. I don't know if he shared it to the school's page yet, but there is a link to that. So if anybody wants to go out and support and enjoy a little football on Sunday
I didn't know
night.
anything about that. So it's Sunday?
Yeah.
Sunday evening at 7:30.
And I didn't get to tell our third through what grade? Eighth grade, that's what I thought, but I didn't want to speak out of turn. Third through eighth grade teachers, thank you for making Plaquemines Parish School Board look great, because they left the room, they were ready to get out of here, which I don't blame them. They had a long day at school making sure our kids are doing what they need to do. But if you watch it later, the board, we thank you for making us look good and doing a great job. That's it.
They are.
Oh, the game.
I was about, you want to, go ahead, Ms.
No, no, no.
So, yeah, of course, a lot of great things going on in athletics. I know the wrestling team at Belle Chase High School, they started their season tonight with matches over in Slidell. So, rooting for the wrestling team, looking forward to going seeing, a very intense sport as those boys and girls from Belle Chase go and compete. Also, as Ms. Arborough just mentioned, the gala, we talk about athletics, we talk about band, we talk about a lot of extracurriculars in our little comments, but I wish I could have gone to see all of the blank of the years that we just had, when all those teachers of the years and support staff of the year and all those folks were recognized around our parish, because that's special. That like I was talking to Mr. Barr about it earlier, and he asked me, well, what is it? And I said, well, it's like the Academy Awards, but for Plaquemines Parish staff and Plaquemines Parish School Board staff. And it's an amazing thing to see. Those folks get recognized for what they do on a daily basis and how they go above and beyond. Because we wouldn't have half of the accolades that we have if not for those folks going above and beyond and doing the great things that they do. Whether it be a football coach or a math teacher or a band director,
Or
they all come together.
a school secretary, Miss Lynn Ingraham.
Yeah.
Just glad y'all moved it up. Clear off, like, what?
Yeah.
She be going by herself.
So we do have a lot of great things to be thankful for, and that is very important. And also,
Probably thank the Rotary Club.
The Rotary Club and
I was getting there. I was going to thank the Rotary Club and all of our wonderful sponsors for the gala, which is going to be at the World War II Museum, which I sometimes call the D-Day Museum because I forget. And we're going to have a little bit of celebrity there too, which is fantastic. Also want to thank everyone who shows up to these meetings, even the folks that left a little bit earlier. We appreciate it when folks come, whether it be adults who are working in the system, or visitors from the community, or especially when students come to these meetings. We like seeing y'all. I mean, we sit up here at this horseshoe and talk about stuff, but we wouldn't do what we do without the folks in the audience, especially those kiddos who are in our schools every day, working hard and getting those great test scores.
We have the best meeting in the parish.
Mr. Tesfitz, just to give you an update, last year we had 240 attendees at English Term. We're at 300 right now. So, the attendance is going to be big, and it's exciting experience. And once again, I want to give credit to Ms. Carlone initiating, calling her two friends, Timmy Cuvion and Mr. Carl Pinapiango, and said, look, how can we make this happen? And she was steadfast with it, and look at how it's evolved now, 300. That's big. Yeah. So, thank you.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for attending tonight. Thanks everybody for sticking with us for a slightly over 2-hour meeting. Let's go ahead and talk about the time and date and location of our next meeting, which is going to be Thursday, December 4th, 2025, 6 p.m., Plaquemines Parish School Board, Woodland Central Office, 1484 Woodland Highway, Room 100, Belchase, Louisiana, 70037. We'll be right back here. We'll also be here for our committee meetings, which when is our committee meeting night?
November 7th.
17th.
Thank you. I heard somebody say it earlier, and I didn't want to look back through my notes. So committee meetings on November 17th, next board meeting on December 4th, right back here in this room. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion.
Thank you, Ms. Turner. Thank you, Ms. Shelley. Comments, questions? Hearing none, let's vote to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.